A parametric software is a kind of software that has the ability to keep the design history. That means you can roll back to a certain point of history and make a change of dimension that was created before. The software will automatically update the dimension and create the final shape for you. This makes the mechanical design and modification much easier. Today we will learn some more features of Fusion 360. Pattern and mirror from the create panel, and we will learn combine and move copy from the modify panel. There are mainly two kinds of pattern in Fusion 360. One is sketch pattern and another is feature pattern. Sketch pattern can be found if you are creating a sketch, like I am going to sketch mode, and here you can find in sketch tab you will find a rectangular pattern and circular pattern, which are sketch pattern that I showed you earlier. But if you close the sketch and in solid mode, in the solid tab you will find another create tab, and where you can find patterns. These are for features and bodies, so I'm going to demonstrate those. So there I have created a solid body by extruding a rectangle, and now I am going to create a hole in here at the corner. So I am going to sketch, selecting the plane, and then I am creating a circle. I am putting a dimension of this circle, that is 10, and then I am positioning this circle according to the rectangle. So that's 10 and 10. Now what I am going to do is to extrude, cut this whole thing, so there will be a hole. So I am selecting this contour and putting this down, so that's a hole in there. Now I want to make this copy at a expected distance and along this x-axis, and also the expected distance along this y-axis. So how can I do that? This is a feature, this is not a sketch, this is a feature. So I can copy this or I can pattern this. So that's why I'm going to create and selecting the rectangular pattern. Here you have some options. You can pattern faces, you can pattern bodies, you can pattern features, and then components. Mainly we are looking at features because this hole is a feature. We can see in the timeline that is a extrude to feature. So I can select that by creating a pattern type feature and selecting the object as this hole or this extrude to. We will look at the bodies later. So for the first direction I am selecting this edge, so that will be along this edge. So I am dragging this arrow so I can see the quick representation of how it will be created. And in here you can see if I drag this out, you can see there is an option of quantity, that how many quantity I need within this distance. If I drag this distance more, here I can put a value for the distance. You can put 100, so that will give you a luxury to create a accurate shape that will be needed. So I need 5 for 100 distance. So if I select OK, there I have created 5 holes in one click, actually equally in distance. So I am editing this. Now I want something more. If I select symmetric in here and quantity as 2 or 3, so I will get some more instances. So if I select one direction, and here I select one direction and I click some more rectangles in here. So I am dragging this out into 45 and the quantity of this side, the Y side, is 2. Okay, now if I put 3 in here, you can see we have 3. So that's how you can create as much as you want feature holes, feature patterns in here. Now we're going to look at the bodies pattern, how you can create the bodies. So I'm just suppressing that, and then I'm also make this extrude edit, and then I'm using this not as a cut, that as a boss. So I'm going to edit this and make it join or new body. The new body command will make it a separate body from the platform that it is in. So if I click OK, you can see there are 2 bodies. In the bodies folder there are 2 bodies. So I have successfully created a new body. It is not attached to this. So what I can do, if I go to the rectangle pattern and pattern this body, then I have to select this pattern type as bodies. Then I select it. Now I can put the directions to here and make it like this and like this. I can put a value in here and then okay. So these bosses, the circular bosses, are separate bodies. You can see there are a lot of bodies, 10 bodies in the bodies folder. So they are separate bodies, they are not one part. So you can make them one part by using the combine command. What that does, I am going to click the combine command and select the target body. The target body is this, and the tool body is these little bodies. So now what will happen depends on the operation. If you select this operation as join, they all will be a same part. You can see in the bodies folder we have only one bodies, so the bodies will be in one. But let's say I have something else. I am creating a sketch. I am creating a circle that intersects a circle and making a extrude to intersect this body. So that will be a new body. So I am making this operation as a new body. So I have a new body in here that is intersecting this old body. So what I can do, I can cut this old body with respect to the new body by combine command. I go to the combine command, I am selecting this and I am selecting that as a target body, and the tool body is this. So if I select cut, there will be a cut in the target body with the dimension of the body that I have created secondly. It's quite similar as extruding and cutting, but I have something more interesting. If you want to cut this and also keep the body that have cut this like a pin in a hole, so how you can do this? You can also do this by combine. You just edit the combine and check this keep tool. This will keep the tool also, but also create the hole also. There is a hole also, but the tool is remaining in there. That is an interesting tool. For circular pattern, what I am going to do is to create a new shape for you, and it will be a circle. So I am creating a circle and dimensioning it. And now putting this 80 and using this for horizontal. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude it. Okay, so as you all know from the sketch circular pattern, we need an axis to create the circular pattern. So I'm going here and creating the sketch. You can see the triad, and here you can see the Z axis. So I can use this Z axis to make a circular pattern by the XY plane. So I'm going to escape and also making this highlighted. The origin is now highlighted and I'm using this Z axis. So I'm going to the create pattern, circular pattern, and I'm selecting the body. So I'm selecting the object and selecting the axis. Here I can all see the representation, and I am creating around 10 circles. Each circle are separated bodies as they have no connection between them, and you can't also create combine operation between them because they are not intersecting. So I'm going to create a sketch and I'm going to create a tangent circle, and this circle is something like this. As you can see, this is not showing, so I've clicked that individually. By extruding this with a join operation, you can see a join operation, these are automatically combined, and now I have one body that is made of the summation of these all bodies. So that's how you can create the circular pattern. And now what I am going to show you is a move command, how you can move something from a body or anything. So I am going to move and copy. Here you can see some move object as a operation. In here you can select a component to move, a bodies to move, a face to move, or sketch object to move. I am selecting a face to move and selecting this face. I can select this and drag this to 5 millimeter, and if I select OK, you can see the face is moved, increased the thickness. Direct editing, and we call this direct editing. So we don't need to create any sketch in here, we just can press pull this. You can also create a sketch and make a body in here, that is like new body. Now what I can do, I can put this to a orientation with this body. How I can move it, I select the move, I am selecting the bodies, selecting this. So I am just dragging this, and you can see the bodies can be dragged individually from the position. So if I know the dimension of putting this exactly in here, I can put this. Well, I have to measure it, that how much I need to put this in X and how much I have to put this in Z to place this. You can also make this happen in another way, that is point to point. I am selecting this point to point, and I am selecting this point of the corner and this point of the bodies I want to move. So that's how I can move it and align it very easily. You can see those edges are aligned in the same edge. So that's how you can move and copy something for creating your design. So I will discuss the move and copy more in the direct editing class. Today we will also create a shape in Fusion 360 by using the features that we learned. So I am deleting this and I am creating the shape, this shape. So this shape has some dimensions, we can see. So I am creating the ground shape. The ground shape is like a rectangle, right, that has a length and width. There is a cut, but we will think about it later. So the length of the rectangle is 96, you can see, and the width is 64. So I am creating a sketch to create the ground rectangle. I am going to take a rectangle that is center and I am creating this. So I am taking the dimension as 96 and another is 64. So I'm finishing the sketch and I'm going to the 3D mode. In here you can see that the thickness of this ground shape is around 16. So I'm extruding this to 16. So 16 is the extrusion. Now I'm going to create this L shape, the background without this cut. I am going to create that with a rectangle with this plane. So the height of this rectangle is 64. So I am going here, I am taking this cube and rotating this shape, and then I am using the create sketch command, selecting the plane, and then I am selecting this rectangle and creating. I can use coincident relation in here, and that's the height is 64. So the height is 64 from the ground here to here is 64. Now I am going to think about the cut so that I can extrude it with the cut also. So the cut is 20 from the top and 30 from the bottom. I can create this cut in two ways, by chamfer or by the sketch cut. So firstly I am going to show you the sketch cut way. So this is oriented in a way so that I can dimension it, like I have 20 in here and 30 in here. Am I correct? Yes, I am correct. 20 in here and 30 in here. The way it is looking like it, I have created this in a opposite direction, is because I am looking from this, or I am looking from left, but this view is created from the right. This is right side view. From there they are seeing this, but I am seeing this from there, this area. So I am finishing the sketch and I have a closed contour, right? So I can extrude it. So the extrude is like 16. So I am extruding it to 16. That's opposite direction. So I am putting a minus before the 16 and okay. So now you can see we have created this shape. But what if I haven't created that cut in the sketch? Then I have to use the chamfer command. So I'm going to show you how you can create it by chamfer command. So here it is the chamfer command, and I am giving the chamfer type as two distances. So the edge is this and one distance is 20 and another distance is 30. So I have created the same thing in the same way, same thing in a different way. So this is the chamfer, and now I'm going to create this whole thing in one sketch and create a multiple depth extrusion. So here is the sketch of creating this whole thing. So I'm going to create this. Let's just create the shape first. So I'm taking this plane, we are working on this plane, so that's a wrong direction of looking at. I'm going to look at exactly how the sketch is showing me, so that is how you can draw it. So I'm taking the line command in here and creating the line like this, and then I'm creating a circle in here at the center point, at the midpoint of this, and then I am creating a line to close this. Now what I can do is putting the dimension. So dimension is this center of the circle is 20 from here, so I am creating this as 20. The height of the shape is 28, so that is 28, and the radius of the circle is 12, so the radius or the diameter is 12 into 2, because we need the diameter in here, but there was noted the radius. So you can use this dimension command as a calculator also. You don't need to calculate the value. You can just put the relation, mathematical relation in there, and it will automatically calculate the value. That I have put 12 into 2, that is 24. It calculated the value. So our sketch is fully defined, fully constrained. So I am exiting the sketch. Now I am going to create the multiple depth extrusion. How? I am going to extrude it, and here I can see how much it is extruded. It is extruded to 42. So I am making this 42, but it is in the wrong direction, so I am putting a minus in the value. Okay, and then I can see the sketch is absorbed. So I'm going to sketches folder and I'm going to show the sketch. So I'm taking this contour and creating another extrusion. So what is the depth of this? The depth is 12. So I'm creating a 12 depth, and that is also in the opposite direction. I'm putting a minus in the value, and then our sketch is not really complete but close. So what left is the cut of this slot, half slot. So I'm going to create this slot by a circle and a line. So let's just create the shape. I'm going to create sketch, taking this plane, and then I am just putting a line that is horizontal, and then I am putting a arc that is a 3-point arc. So one in here, one in here, and one in here. Just put it right there, and then I am creating this line, connecting and making it close. So we have to make some processing in here. You can see the line and the arc is not tangent, so I have to put a relation, the tangent relation in here, and also make the line horizontal. And this line is horizontal. Yes, it is horizontal. I am over defining the shape. Now what I have to do, I have to make this point and this point horizontal, but I think that will also over define the sketch because that is also defined. So I am just putting the value. The value is the distance from here, from the center, is 32, and the radius of this circle is 8. So 32 and 8. So going to distance from here to here is 32, and the radius is 8. Now this center to this edge distance is 20. So I'm going to select this center and this edge and putting 20. As you can see, it is totally black, so I am ready for extrusion and it is fully defined. So going to extrude and make a through all. You can also put a through all by here extend to all. It will be cutting through all. So that's our shape. I hope you learned to create the shape, and I hope that you will practice a lot for creating any shape that is solid. And my suggestion is to create the simple shapes that you will find many drawings in Google, and practice them regularly in Fusion 360.